The drainage districts were developed about 100 years ago when this was all farmland. And the primary purpose was to drain farmland to extend the growing season.
Jump forward 103 years, and our current system had not kept up with the needs.
We're in one of the most robust industrial basins in the Northwest.
It has 60,000 family wage jobs, mostly for communities of color, for people without college degrees. It's got 7,500 residents down in there. It's got our backup drinking water supply. Improving the condition of the levees to withstand a bigger flood is probably a really good idea. Climate change is here. There's all sorts of reasons to be worried.
So we knew that we needed to change. We can't just drain. We have to actually divert waters and develop infrastructure that is both good for flood protection and great for clean water, habitat, and recreation.
The process really began by some alarming letters that were received.
We got notification that the Corps of Engineers was expiring our levee certification.
We realized it was significant and could have a very damaging effect on the local communities and the local economy.
Reed was part of sort of the planning effort to actually not just put together the collaborative funding approach that was necessary for Levee Ready Columbia, but also much more of a look to the future.
He could have just fixed the immediate problem at task and started going at certification, but more he wanted to look upstream and think about the long-term impacts. He started to brainstorm and think big and try to figure out how to solve this problem.
Because the problem was way too big for any one entity like a drainage district to tackle.
We should all learn about what this is together, learn about what other communities have done, and then develop some options for our community so that there's some ownership of it by the time we get to the problem solving.
The thing about the levee system is it touches almost everybody, right? It touches the Port of Portland, it touches City of Portland, City of Gresham, Fairview, Troutdale, Wood Village, Multnomah County, Metro, the business community, neighborhoods, environmental concerns. All of that is impacted by the levee work. And so we knew from the beginning that we needed a very big table.
So it was organized as an Oregon Solutions project, so it's a governor-designated project. People that have really disparate interests can come to a table and very frankly address those things.
And one of the first things we did, we had 30 people in a room, and Oregon Solutions asked everybody, what would the impact be to you? And everybody had an answer, and they were all a little bit different.
Reed was able to, in his mind, put together the Venn diagram of where all those different pieces overlap and really help people identify where their common interests are.
And he has a mannerism that just helps people sit down at the table together.
So it's not a fast process. It took every bit of 7 years to get to where we wanted to be.
Reed had the ability to provide the leadership that gave people faith that what we were saying was not only true, but that the solutions were something that everybody could work in good faith towards.
One of the biggest successes of Levee Ready Columbia has been the passing of the 2019 legislation.
I think we had one no vote across both chambers.
And that's no easy feat in 6 years to go from just basic problem scoping and identification all the way to here is a fully baked governance structure, legislative concept that can pass nearly unanimously in the Oregon legislature to set us on a path for the long run that everybody can agree to.
Really what made that solution, that process very successful, I think, comes back to Reed. He knows how to push on agencies and when to hold back. No, scratch that. He knows how to push on agencies.
He just did an amazing job with having the vision that this needed to be a regional problem. He's a true visionary.
We've created now this new form of government, and this government will be responsible not just for flood safety, but we've really modernized the governance structure so it's about flood safety, but it's also about habitat and wildlife.
Also in addressing environmental justice, environmental conservation, equity, and those bigger issues that impact us all.
Levee Ready Columbia was not designed to solve a problem this year or the next couple years. It is about the next 100 years.